Among the measures that the House of Representatives is dealing with this week is H.R. 821. It's the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, also known as the SAVE Act. Now, this legislation is in every way nothing but common sense. It amends the National Voter Registration Act and would require states to do two things. Number one, to prove citizenship from voters for federal elections. Secondly, it would require states to purge non-citizens from the voter rolls. You can't get much more common sense than this, particularly when we understand that secure elections are a key cornerstone of our entire governmental process. So the question is, why in the world are the Democrats and the Democratic leadership whipping so hard against this legislation? And furthermore, why has the White House, why have they announced that President Biden would veto this bill should it pass both chambers of Congress? Well, joining me now from the House floor by phone is Congressman Mike Ezell. He serves on the Homeland Security Committee and as well as Transportation Committee. Before going to Washington, he was a career law enforcement officer for more than 40 years and also served as sheriff of Jackson County. He represents the 4th Congressional District of Mississippi. Congressman Ezell, welcome back to Washington Watch. Good to have you.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on this afternoon. It's just such an honor. I still find it an honor to be here serving in the Congress as I did law enforcement officer. And thank you so much for having me on this afternoon.
Well, it is our privilege and honor in every way. And listen, I know you've got votes going on, so even more so, thank you for your time. All right, give me your perspective on the SAVE Act. Why is this so important?
Well, my goodness, I mean, that's basic, like you were just saying just a minute ago. This country is based on laws. And, we, as a law enforcement officer, I abide by the laws that are passed by the legislature. And, election integrity is a cornerstone to this country. And make no mistake about it, the reason why they got that wide open border so they can get as many illegals in here and get them allowed to vote so they can dominate the American vote. And we know that. You got to have election integrity. You got to be able to have. What's the problem? You have to show an ID to go just about anywhere, to get on an airplane or anything like that. So this is all one big scheme, if you ask me, by the Democrats and by this administration so they can dominate the country with their election, the way they do things. And so I'm proud to be a supporter of this.
Well, we're proud you're supporting it as well. I guess a question that I have, and I've had conversations with people throughout the day, and from my simple conversations, people have been asking and wondering and actually stating this is just common sense in every way that you look at it. Why, Congressman, are the Democrats so opposed to this? Why have they just absolutely gone nuclear against this thing?
Because they cannot continue to go on with their shenanigans if they don't get what they want. And that's all this is. It's just some sort of a fraud. It's so plain and simple. But, common sense is there's not a lot of common sense up here in D.C., I have found out in my very short time of being here. But they want to dominate the House, the Senate, and the White House. They want to get elected by any means necessary, and going against the rules and basic common sense is what they're all about. And we've got to fight this every day, and I'm going to continue to do that as long as I'm here.
Well said. I know during my time in Congress on the Oversight Committee, whenever we dealt with this type of issue, and it came up multiple times during my time there, and the Democrats inevitably would say something like, you Republicans are just making a big deal over nothing. There are already laws making it illegal for non-citizens to vote in federal elections. They already can't do this, and you're just kind of smearing it in their nose by pushing more legislation stating that it's illegal to do so. But you referenced a moment ago the illegals, more than 10 million migrants that have flooded into the country, and you believe that in fact has something to do with why the Democrats are opposing this. Is that right?
100%. 100%. I'll tell you this, they want to stack the deck. They want to do anything they can to get the election to go their way. They want to make these people legal. They want to make them to get in here and vote Democrat. They don't want these folks to come in here and do like normal people do, to register to vote, to be a good citizen, to be an American. They want to do things under the table. It's the same thing they did when they hid Joe Biden in the basement 3 years ago when he was running for president. They want to do things under the table, and that's obvious to the American people, and we saw it on the stage just last week during the debate.
If I can real quickly switch topics, and again, thank you for joining us there on the floor. I know votes are taking place, so I know you've got to run here in just a few moments. But if I can switch topics real quickly, this week the House is going to consider a Congressional Review Act resolution to nullify the Biden administration's Title IX rule. What do you anticipate there? Why is this one so important?
Well, it's going to be the same thing that we're going through with this other thing, the SAVE Act. And it makes no sense whatsoever to have a man competing in a woman's sport, and that's what they want. It's just the craziest thing. Who would have ever thought we'd have even had to even bring this up in the United States Congress, to have to fight something like this? It's just crazy. And I tell you, I'm going to fight them every step of the way, just like I've done my entire life as a law enforcement officer, and I'll do the same thing here in the Congress.
Well, this is taking place, and I'm really, one of the things that's encouraging to me with this whole battle over the Title IX is it's a national battle. I mean, what is literally taking place right now is red states primarily, attorney generals have filed lawsuits against the Biden administration. And I think it's fantastic that states are, in many regards, taking the lead on this. But now it is also important for Congress to have a voice, for Congress to make a statement as well in all of this. Do you think kind of the combination between the federal and the state involvement against Title IX is going to move the needle?
Absolutely. I'll tell you that the American people have seen the veil has been pulled back. They see these various crazy things that the Democrats have come up with. Why, I don't know. But I'm telling you what, I'm very encouraged about what our states are doing. I'm very encouraged about what the Congress is doing, and Chip Roy stepping up and getting these things done, and some of the other stuff that's going on here with the SAVE Act and with this Title IX deal. We're going to continue to stand for the American people and do what's right in the eyes of God. That's my stand, and I'm sticking with it.
Well, I don't know if you were able to hear, we actually did play a clip of Congressman Chip Roy a little while ago talking about the SAVE Act, and you're right. I mean, this kind of stuff, it not only is critical to the well-being and the future of our country, but I tell you, this is important for the American citizens as well, to see the Republicans in Congress taking a stand for not only just common sense things, but to take a stand on that which is just simply right. It is, as you referred to, as you referenced, this is about doing what God is calling all of us to stand for. And we're deeply grateful for your role in this. Do you believe these things are going to pass real quickly?
Yes, I do. And, I just believe, again, that the American people have had their eyes open. They've been sitting on the sidelines. They see what happened, what's going on in the country right now. And they love America just like I do. But there's a small group, which seems to be in this house up here, that just want to or bent on destroying this country. And, as long as I'm breathing, I'm going to stand for what's right, moral, and right in the eyes of God, and support my people back home.
Well, we hope you keep breathing and fighting for a long time. Congressman Mike Ezell of Mississippi, thank you so much for joining us on Washington Watch. Thank you for taking time there on the House floor to step away from votes to speak with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.